Morning everyone. It is Saturday. What are we at? 7:49. It's foggy. Although we were supposed to get snow yesterday, we had chubby rain, but not really a flurry as such. But it's definitely damp this morning. I've got the TC off, so enjoy the beeping. So Jono's ended up in hospital, which is bad. So from last weekend when we went out motorbiking, he's come down with that new respiratory virus that they're kind of not linking with COVID. So he's in hospital at the minute, so get well soon, mate. I'm sure you're going to watch vids while you're led up. If you need somebody to go and check in on Monica, give me a shout. And who is feeding your cat? Drop me a text. We've got odds and sods coming in today. I've got a Peugeot, I think, first thing, that's got a radio fault. We've got to look at either swapping it out for something or giving her an option to replace the radio or fix it. We've then got some stuff in this afternoon. It's going to be a bit of a hodgepodge of a day. Maybe do some more bits and bobs on the Lotus if I've got time. I'm pleased that it started. We'll get that underway so we can get the engine in the car and go and enjoy it again in the summer. Other than that, back to the grind. I'm going to get off to work. We'll see in a bit. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much, as the GoPro mount just broke. Yeah, you know I love GoPros. The quality is a bit shocking. See you in a bit. Right everyone, just doing a little more build. Dan has just kindly cleaned one of the heads, so the one that we dismantled yesterday is all taken apart. There we go. And if you'd like to unveil your tray of goodness,
or knock everything over, you ready? Don't.
Hold on everyone.
Literally the most nervous part of it.
Why?
We just knock over all these valves real quick.
That's fine.
See all them clean valves? Yeah, go and do it again.
There we go. All good. Tit. Right, so we're just going to get on and get this built. Hang on a minute. Using the wrong camera.
Yeah, we are. That's better. Better camera.
More K.
More quality. There we go. Look at all the valves in all this goodness. Ancient stuff.
You took that apart that way, didn't you? That way.
What?
Yeah.
It was.
You took them off that table, you put them on there in the same order, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly the same. Exactly the same. I did 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then I did that, and then that, and then that.
It's okay. Just sure.
Exciting stuff. Do the thing. Do the thing. It's going to be like this, but much quicker.
What did you just do?
I just spun the crank a little bit and was like, it's going to be like this, but much quicker. Oof. Oof. Oof.
Oof.
Done. Fire it up.
Yeah? Watch them come out. Because they will.
Want to do it again?
No. No, we do not.
No, let's not. Let's not be doing that again. But so we're going to get all these in, and then we're going to cut in a second to a time lapse of putting the collets and all the little bits and bobs. Collet game. Alex loves the collet game.
It's a fun for all the family. It's annoying because some you're like literally clink and it's straight in, and then others
he gives it the whole
20
nah, nah,
or then you put
Nah.
the other one out and you're just like, oh come on, and then they have a little cuddle, and then there's grease everywhere, and you're like, just punch me in the dick.
and he's sat there giving it. What's the matter? What's the matter, yo?
Now everyone on the channel is seasick. Well done, Dan. Put it in the comment section how much you love Daniel.
You love
Arsehole!
me. You love me. Right, time lapse.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons.
Right then everyone, next one in today, we've got a Ford Mach-E, little Mustang. So we've got the computer system in here, we've got front and rear cameras to do, Q200 Pro. So Dan is just going to get the stuff apart, get the camera front to back. We've got a moonroof, so I'm going to have to be careful of it. That is the genuine tablet, mate, that everyone tries to aspire by from China. Wow. So that's the proper one. So yeah, rear camera going to go on the back window up here, and then front camera in the front window as normal. So we'll get this through and through, see you in a bit.
Morning everyone, welcome to Monday. Let me move some stuff out of the way so I can grab the radio and turn that down if I keep talking, because it's not playing music, but nonetheless. First one in this morning is a Volkswagen Crafter. So we've got this Crafter at the moment. and it's a mid-camper conversion. The lady is doing it herself. So we've got lots of bits going on in the back. Insulation, skylight, shelving, bed frame, all that stuff going on. But she's had a little bit of heartache with the camera and the camera cabling and the radio and some cigarette lighter stuff. So we've got a reverse camera in the brake light up here. The issue she's had with this is it's had a water leak and there was no seal around the actual edge of the camera or edge of the brake light, so it was dripping water in, hence the polythene that's covered in water. So we've taken the camera off, cleaned the body up, cleaned the back of the camera up and resealed that and put it back in. Then we've had a look at the camera cabling up in the top left hand corner over there. So we've got RCA for the camera signal, we've got the same red traced RCA cable that runs from front to back that then gives you your reverse trigger and power for the camera, and then we've got a 12 volt feed up there as well for what they were running it off of, but we've run our own. Other than that, other stuff we've been doing is Alex has been tackling problems with the head unit they've got in there. So they've had this unit in there, which is a 7800
87 XBT.
That's it, 87 XBT. This is a fold out screen, so it folds down and has a CD player behind it, memory card slot and all that sort of stuff. It's a little bit of an older unit, this, isn't it?
Yeah. She did have a 160 and we were going to replace it if we couldn't get that one working. But it was just the way that the connections on the back, the lead had been set up. This is a Mercedes Sprinter, ignore the VW badge. But the power for that unit is not in the quad lock, because the quad lock is controlled via the ECU, so the ECU has the ability to turn off the radio power. So it uses a fly lead down to the fuse box, and the fuse box lead has become undone. So she was probably chasing a power issue, not realising that the yellow cable down there was actually the thing that was missing, nothing else.
So that's that fixed.
So that's that done. Camera cable's been extended.
That was the other issue, wasn't it?
Cigarette lighter.
Oh, and the cigarette lighter. Are we putting in that USB?
No, that's going in the back apparently. So we're leaving that as is. She just wanted the front one working so she could charge.
There we go. So if I get the key, we'll just way up.
Way up.
Wrecking the joint. So turn that on. Radio comes to life, and then
all your bedrooms.
For all your bedroom stuffs, apparently.
That was the meerkat.
So we've got the radio come on, get rid of the warning. So steering wheel controls are all working. And then if we go to reverse, we get a reverse camera come up just there. And it's nice and pointed down towards the doors, so you can see exactly at the back of the door. So you know it's not gonna bump into anything. But that's this one done.
It's all done.
So that's the first one of the day. We get this thing out, get the customer a call back, get us to come collect it, and then Lotus engine-y stuff. Come on, we want to put some pistons in today. Yeah.
See you in a bit.
See you soon. Afternoon, everyone. So Crafter Sprinter is customer's here for it. Alex is out there talking to her now. We are starting to crank back on with some engine stuff. So like we left off, the heads are built to an extent, valves are in them and are ready to go. We've got the buckets that are, I say buckets, the boxes with the, they're underneath the wrapping here. The buckets that need soaking, and then the ones that are soaked and ready are there. And then at the moment we are clamping the cams. I know this is a bit of a gary sight, but these cams have got square or sort of spanner drives on them. This is to be able to lock the cam to be able to undo this nut. That then allows the cam gear to come off the end for when we put the cams into the heads, and then we can obviously torque them down, and then we can set the timing, because these have got no keyway. There's nothing to stop these gears, these cogs from moving on the camshaft. So as soon as this nut's undone, this gear will just be able to spin freely on the cam, and that's how we then set the timing. And that works the same for all four of them, and the main crank bolt, or the main timing gear on the bottom of the crank. So we're going to crack those off, get those taken off, re-glue them, check everything else, and go from there, as far as I'm aware. And then it's lots of other stuff. If off memory, he's probably going to correct me on this, liners have got to go in, and the pistons and rods. We've got to clean the pistons and rods next, so you may see a time lapse of that coming up fairly soon. Catch up with you in a bit.
Right then everyone, the crafter has been picked up, just doing some time lapse. Hello everyone. So we're just cleaning out the ends of the camshafts, so we'll take the cams apart, get rid of the gear. If you know engineering, this will make you cringe. There is nothing on that, there is no keyway on that. It is pressure that holds this into that. So we have to clean these very carefully, get rid of all the glue off of all these threads, because there is literally nothing that holds that on but pressure and glue. So we clean out the threads, make sure they're nice and clean and dry, new seals, reseat the cam, reseat the bolt, Loctite, special kind, and then clean everything else up ready to go. Dan is just doing the first one, minding them fingers. Ah! I call him Stumpy from this afternoon. See you in a bit.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Right then, you catch back up. I did just ask a question. You catch back up with us after we've cleaned up the bolts, and Alex has been cleaning out the threads inside the cam, so no more glue, no more Loctite sealant. Threadlock on the bolts that hold the cam gears on. So Alex took one of these off and he handed it to me, and I was fully expecting it to be the weight of what it looks like, and it's not. It's barely any weight to this at all.
Do you want to weigh it?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, I've got a scale, haven't we?
I bet you.
Go on.
I bet you the bolt.
Yes,
is
100%. 100%. The bolt is more heavy than the.
More heavy.
More heavy.
Good English.
What?
Heavier.
No, more heavy.
What? Right. 0. Let's make that get to 0. There we go. 0.
Yeah, I just had an idea. Sorry. Go on.
I'm not putting your penis on it again. Right.
What?
Right. One bolt.
Is 73 grams, 72 grams.
Right. Cam gear.
Is 66.
There you go. Lighter.
I was going to say...
Is my bolt heavier than the Chinese radio?
Heavier than the Chinese radio that's still up here in the box. That would be quite comical. One engine part is heavier than the Lotus, than the Chinese radio. Right, so my question I just asked a minute ago to Alex, and we had a little discussion about it, because I was confused as to why there was a hole here. Bear with me. Yes, so on the bottom of these cam caps, there is an oil gully, and that's to supply oil from this side that's got the groove round the bolt, round to the other side.
No, it doesn't. That supplies oil around the cam. To
Yes,
stop the cam
yeah.
locking up. It's not about getting it from one side to the other.
Yes, but to create
It's about creating an oil cushion around the cam, so it's got somewhere to lube and somewhere to float.
However, my question is why do these ones not have a hole and that one does? Because what use is that? My thought process is why is there a hole there for oil if it's, you know, what's that purpose? Alex, do you want to explain, or shall I try and
Explain
yeah,
it.
you'll explain.
I'll explain it because my English is better.
Hoyt.
So basically, we have to glue thread lock this bolt into here under tension, which holds the cam gear. So your cam gear goes on your camshaft, and there is no keyway, so this can free willy as much as it wants to. And the thing that keeps it still once you've timed your engine is this thing going into here with thread lock on it. Now if you had any kind of liquid or thread lock at the end, as you tighten up this, you wouldn't allow the thread lock to go anywhere, so this cam could actually explode because you're pressurizing an airlock or water or fluid at the bottom. So they put a hole here. One is to allow the pressure of that going in for anything else to escape, but also when this is in the head, that sits over that point there, which gives you a hole which mates up with a hole. And when your engine is timed, you have two kinds of pins on this engine, and I'll show you, Dan. Come this way.
To the special board.
To the special board. On the board, you see these little pins here. So there's 4 lots, see?
These
4 at the top, 4 at the bottom. So they are tolerance pins and set pins. The set pins you use to do your timing. And then once you've set your timing, you then rotate the engine, and then you need to screw in the tolerance pins to make sure that nothing has moved out of spec with your belt tight to the right tightness, which is done in hertz. It's an audio frequency.
So these are they've got like a threaded end on them as well then.
So I see. Screwing into the cam cap, and then the little bit without thread will go into that hole on the camshaft.
Yeah.
So as you set your cams, you put those pins in, and that's your set pins, and that allows you to time your engine up. Once the engine is timed, you then take the set pins out, rotate the engine, then you screw in the tolerance pins to see if they will go in without fouling a camshaft or pushing anything over, and then you'll know that you've done your timing correctly and that your engine is within spec.
Nice.
And then the only other difference is when you've started your engine up, is realizing that you haven't done the belt tension correctly because it's at the wrong frequency, and it winds its tits off, and you eventually lose a pulley because it's going squished up.
Sick. So it just sounds like you've got a supercharger for about 100 miles, and then it goes, yeah,
It's really not
delete.
good. Yeah, it's really not good.
So yeah,
Come back to you in a bit.
crack on a bit. Right then everyone, so cleaning is coming along. So we've got all of the cam caps, cam covers, cam retainers, however you want to say it. Cam caps. They're all cleaned now, ready to go in. So all the old gaskets are off. All the surfaces are nice and cleaned, and all the bolts are all shiny. pistons are all clean as well. Spot the odd one out.
It's that one.
So most of the carbon, we don't need to get all of the carbon off, but we needed to get most of it off. These were quite sooty and quite black before.
That will get burnt off at 11,000 RPM.
Mint. On the first fire up.
With a litres to litres as the piston comes out the top of the block, giving it what the fuck.
Let's not do this, right?
That's a lotus.
Did you just burn yourself? Was that a self burn?
Everyone else is doing it. Yeah, why not? I don't care.
Wow. This guy flames everyone else for slating his Lotus and then slates it himself.
It's alright.
How many times?
On this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, what went wrong?
I mean,
The first time was a belt.
Yeah.
That wasn't. It was a cam pulley bearing. That caused the belt to track off. Timing went out, detonate the engine. Rebuilt it, all the genuine parts, head gasket. Back in a minute.
And we're back.
And we're back. 8.
Right, so we've pistons cleaned, ready to go. Alex is now matching up the wet liners with the pistons as they are numbered.
3.
We've then got a tool to be able to, that's heavier than I thought it was going to be.
1.
A tool to be able to put the pistons with the rings in the liners ready so that we can glue everything in place. So this has got like a chamfered edge so that it's thinner at the bottom than it is at the top. So as we put the piston in, it compresses all the rings in and then pops them into the liners. Pop, pop.
There we go. One to wait.
Liners are wiped down. They don't need to be parts washed because the parts washer is an oil-based parts washer, and if we get oil on these surfaces here, the glue won't hold in the block, and then they'll push back out, and then we'll have a whole other world of problems.
It won't push back out as such, as more as it won't.
It won't seal.
Yeah.
Cut. Ooh.
And we're back. Right, so we can have a look.
Can everyone just go away for a bit so we can build an engine?
So we have a liner.
Yeah.
The wet liner has this little seat on the tool. So you put the tool on your wet liner. Then we have to lube this.
Ooh.
All right, we've got to add some lube to this. And then as the piston goes in, you can see the rings compress, yeah? So this piston is the same as this. So technically, if you just slid a piston into a liner, the rings get stuck and everything snaps because it can't go in. So we go in with our tool, we put the piston in, and then as the piston goes in, it compresses all of the rings the further down it goes, and then it allows the piston to be seated into the liner because the rings are pulled together and compressed to the same thickness as the liner internally. So we need to lube these up so the rings can, well, first we need to set the ring gap in different portions of the piston so that the gaps don't line up and you suddenly get blow by or lose compression on a ring.
So whether you can see that on the camera,
Hang on, there we go. So you can see there's some gaps in the rings. If they all line up, obviously on the compression stroke, you will lose compression and everything will leak past the piston ring. So you have to set these rings in different orientations in 1, 2, 3 and 4, like this. And it explains how to set the piston ring gaps so that basically the compression is not suddenly lost through the side of the piston. It has a job to find its way out because of the ring, control ring, oil ring, top ring, bottom ring. But all of this needs to be oiled first. We need to lube up these so they'll compress nicely, go into there, and then slide one by one into this. And then we will clean this section of the piston, the liner, the wet liner, and then we glue all the way like this, glue around there, and then it goes.
head on. So we've probably got, if we're going to do this now.
It's not now.
No.
Now,
okay.
No.
I didn't know whether we were.
No, we need some different lube. I need to get probably some Permatex, something like that, because I think my other stuff that I've got is old, and I don't want to use that. So we'll get some new red Permatex, so we can lube up this set them in, and then once they're set and ready to go, then we'll make a plan to put them all in the block. But we can't stop when we do this. Why is that leaking oil? Ah, you motherfucker. We can't stop when we do this. It's just overfilled. We can't stop when we do this. It's got to be in a quick succession. So this will be a job when we've got nothing to stop us, because we can't put 2 in and then go and do something else. We have to do all 4, bolt the head down at the same time. So this might be an evening job.
It's fine. So,
Crap.
for another time. Damn. What? Come on. Clean head. At least it's wrapped.
Yeah, exactly. It's only wrapped. It's just, it's on top of the, it's because it's leaking out the side there.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay.
But yeah.
Progress.
The
8's coming.
Lotus Bible.
It is. Well, it's a manual. This is, everyone freaks out about, oh, you haven't got any engine experience and all this sort of stuff. You don't need it. You just need common sense, some measuring devices, and this. And tell you how to build an engine.
And that very, very important board.
Oh yes, you need that.
You need that board there that says V8 Esprit with the Lotus badge on it. You need that. If you ain't got that, you ain't doing nothing.
Well, you'll get some stuff done. Like there's a guy in Germany called Gunther, who basically he's a clever soul. He's a technical like bloke, but he builds his engines with like, so instead of using things like set pins and stuff like that, he'll use drill bits with the same measurement. It's just a rod and it does work. I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Like if you're fortunate and lucky enough to have the correct tooling, then happy days. If you're not, it will work.
Stuff, yeah, you can make stuff work, but
it's not a, or if you haven't got this, you can't do it. It's just easier if you've got the right stuff. That's it. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Right.
coming along soon. See you soon.
It was just hitting them RPMs. What's?
Probably time to do a belt on this as well.
Yeah, probably. But don't go jinxing. Shut up.
No, I'm
Shut
not,
up.
right?
Shut up.
Buy a fucking
Shut
jacket then.
up.
You said to me about a year ago, you were like, we ought to do a belt on this.
Listen to him talking shit. Now he's on camera. It's fine. It's a Toyota engine. Right. We're good. Lights aren't on. Right, everyone. We've had progress today. Stuff cleaned, stuff happened, Lotus stuff done. We've got some cams wrapped up. We've got some cogs cleaned. We've got some threads cleaned. Dan hugging a V8, or at least the entries, I guess. So we've got piston diagrams and stuff to sort. I've ordered the Permatex, so we've got the engine building lube coming, so we can get the pistons put into their sleeves, get the liners ready and prepped, clean the block, glue it, stick it, head on, bolt it down. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. We need to dig out the ARP stuff tomorrow, because what I do want to do, we need to look at the washers that walked into the camshaft when I torque them up, and we need probably some smaller washers or different washers, because we're not having that again.
And we need to send away the turbos.
We need to send away the turbos.
I want to show the people this.
No,
Yeah?
you're not.
Come
You're
on.
not. No, fuck
It's
you.
an interesting thing.
No, it's not.
Alright.
You're just being a.
I wasn't trying to be.
Right, see you in the morning.
You can't even say that word.